What's that billowing down the stairs? It's smoke!
It smells like the art teacher's office.
Smoke in the water! Dun, 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 dun.
Uh-oh.
Dun, 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 dun. It burned down the Gatlin house. It died within a month's town. I am hungry for a candy bar. I think I'll eat a mouse.
Homer, you're doing drugs. And now I'm guilty of possession. I could go to prison. Unless I testify against you.
Marge, it's making my eyes better. And it's legal. I could walk up to the president and blow smoke in his stupid monkey face. And he'd just have to sit there grooving on it.
Ahoy, tent pirates, plant parents, conscious consumers, and the morbidly curious. Welcome to Cultivation Conversation, a podcast for growers, by growers. Come chat with our hosts, Captain Autoflower, the Real Green Monster, and myself, Girl Go Grow. Grab a bouquet of your favorite flowers, apparatus of choice, and don't forget the fire while I tell you about the special companies that help keep this ship afloat. We are busy people, and we demand the best for our plants, so all three of us automate our grows with Autopots. Available in over 63 countries, gravity-powered Autopot systems rely on no pumps, no timers, and no power to operate. This plant-driven automated watering is so precise, it will reduce consumption of feed while increasing yield. An effective and efficient way to delegate a little responsibility. Let your plants feed themselves. Use code CC10 at autopot-usa.com. If quality is the name of your game, look no further than AC Infinity. AC Infinity's grow tents, lights, accessories, and ventilation systems offer reliability and affordability along with total environmental control. Use code CULTIVATION on acinfinity.com to save even more. Frass Valley produces the highest quality superworm frass. Naturally strengthen your plants and enhance their resistance to pests and disease. Use code CC10 at frassvalley.com. We are big fans of Mass Hydroponics. Whether you're a local in Massachusetts or accessing their full online catalog, they are your one-stop shop for all of your growing needs. Use code CC10 at mass-hydro.com.
What is going on, everybody out there in podcast land? How are you tonight?
What the fuck is going on around here?
Oh, my darlings.
Welcome for the one and only podcast for growers, by growers, for stoners, smokers, tokers, growers, showers, blowers, mofoers, and
Everybody
Most
else.
of all blowers.
yeah, everyone else out there too. Yeah, we're happy to be with you tonight. Talk a little growing, smoking.
Just so happens that we're growers and showers.
And honestly, guys, I like to think of ourselves as de-influencers. The three of us. You know, like there's a lot of influencers out there. You can pick whichever one you like best. I watch them too. They're entertaining. They know how to turn mundane things into internet content. That's not our specialty, right? We just want to have a conversation with you about this hobby we all share. Be real. Try to be informative, funny, personal.
How does one de-influence someone? I don't think that's possible.
Sure it is. It's like a brainwashing, like a de-brainwashing. Like we're sending you to like re-education camp. That's what this is.
That's still influencing people.
Sure, but in a much more positive manner. The manner that we choose. Ha ha ha. No, it's. I mean, I agree, G3. That's the joke of it. That's why it's funny, right?
It's kind of such a shame that it's become such a shitty word, to influence somebody used to be such a wonderful thing, and now it's like just capitalism.
Yeah, it's just. I think the influencers themselves we have to blame for that. Their behavior and making their videos sometimes and in public and doing the things they do and being the flip-floppers they can tend to be, which whoever's, paying the most per view. Let's be honest about how it goes, But yeah, that's just, guys, that we can leave all that behind when we're in this safe space of ours. We keep it 100.
I don't feel safe. You guys don't know what goes on behind the scenes. He beats me.
That's right, you de-influence, or the beatings continue.
Blink twice if you're safe, G3. Oh wait, she's got shades on.
I don't dare speak against the captain.
Oh, no, come on. That's not how it works around here.
We're totally kidding.
I'm always susceptible to mutinies, but I hope I keep it cool around here. For real.
Of course.
We just like to talk about plants. And that's what we're here for.
For real. We sure do. Speaking of plants, what are you smoking on tonight?
I'm smoking on this anaphylaxis. It's living up to its name, man. It's fucking choking me out. I have to keep hitting the mute button.
That's what she does, dude.
Yeah.
Every time you cough, it's always from that.
No, that shit really does.
So
it makes me choke.
Do you think that is really, do you think that's an element of the strain itself? Like maybe that's why he named it that? Possibly.
Possible.
Or do you think that it's like a result of how you dried it? Maybe a manner in how you grew it? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I've grown it a couple times, and the end result's always the same. It fucks me up, and it takes my lungs hostage. So I've had enough of a control to know that it's consistent in what it does to me. So I don't know. I think it's the strain. Certain strains will do that. They make you cough more than others.
Oh, fuck yeah, they do.
This is definitely one of them.
I mean, I just wonder sometimes, this is like, should I have done something different with the dry? Is it just the strain itself? I think I'm leaning on the side of just like, yeah, certain strains, man. The type of resin. Yeah, it's just all the way it interacts with your individual system too.
Yeah. But it's a good smoke. I like it.
Fuck yeah.
You can feel my brain buzzing.
It's like a strong sativa, right?
Yeah, but there's some indica in there too. There's a peanut butter breath, so yeah. Good smoke all around.
Right on. That's by Mass Medical for
See.
Everyone was wondering, and you can pick those beans up at Mass Hydro, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if he has that particular strain, but
he usually has some at the Mass Medical, but yeah, maybe not
that
one. But yeah, anyway, how about you, G3? What's in the pipe tonight?
This is a little different. I went to this cannabis convention near me this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to talk to you guys about this. It was fucking insane. Never in my life have I experienced anything like this. It was insane. Anyway, while I was there, so I'll remind everybody that I'm in Pennsylvania. We're a medical only state. We do not have home grow. And I walk into this convention center, and this is a huge convention center near me, gigantic, out in the public. This thing's been advertised for weeks.
Oaks?
And I walk in the door,
Yeah.
and it is mushrooms and flour
What?
and edibles, like garbage bags of flour. And I'm like, is this CBD? And they're like, no. I'm talking candy jars full of mushrooms with every strain you could freaking imagine. It was
That
like
sounds sick.
Willy
Holy
Wonka
shit.
gone sideways. I was like, the whole time I'm walking around with my jaw like on the floor, flabbergasted. How is this happening? Our state doesn't even allow edibles to be sold by state stores. What is going on here? It was
I'm
insane. So while
I've never
I'm
seen
there,
anything like that.
I picked up some pre-rolls, and one of them I saw they had Pure Michigan, and I thought of Monster, so I grabbed it. Now, whoever packed these pre-rolls has not ever smoked a pre-roll in their life, because they were packed so densely that they wouldn't stay lit at all. You couldn't draw air through them. So when I got home, I like unpacked them and then repacked them, and each one they gave me rolled 2 full joints and 3 bowls.
Nice.
Like, wow, that's really great
That's
money-wise.
generous, yeah.
Very generous. And I'm talking, these people are selling an ounce for $80.
And
Wow.
I mean, so we're all right. So my thought initially, G3, is first, it's holy shit. Like, I can't believe that you were I live in PA too. You know, I've never seen anything like that.
Never in my life. I
I'd
was
be
so
floored.
flabbergasted, like floored. The entire, talked to a couple people there, and one guy I asked, like, how are you doing this? Like, I'm fairly familiar with Pennsylvania legislature regarding this particular plant. How are you doing this? And I mean, they have full plants there covered with powdery mildew, but still full plants there that people are taking home. And I'm asking him, how are you doing this? And he just looks at me and goes, enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah.
And sure enough, as I'm leaving that day, 3 cop cars, an ambulance, and a fire truck pull in. I didn't hear anything afterwards, if they got shut down or if they didn't. I don't know what happened afterwards, but like that, I have no idea.
Man,
I have
that's
no idea.
wild.
These were like home growers.
Yeah, everyone's
People
showing
who
up
are making,
with,
edibles in their kitchen. Like, everything's black label.
man.
Everything is like, they got their Mylar bags custom made on Amazon. Like this. And
it sounds
I
like
have
a
to say,
weird loophole, or like, yeah, I don't know.
I guess they kind of register as CBD and other legal things, and then they just bring whatever and hope they don't get thrown in jail. I really don't know how the process is, or even how these people hear about something like this, because they were very comfortable being there. And it was very strange. The whole thing was very strange.
Yeah, that's
But I got some Pure
pretty
Michigan,
incredible.
so
Have you tried it before?
just right now. So no, never before. It kind of gives me like a lemony beef bouillon type thing going on. It's very savory.
I could see that.
Beef boy. Yeah, like
Again,
the
too,
beef
I mean,
cubes.
Yeah.
It's been bred by a couple different people, so you're gonna
Yeah,
get a lot
and
of different variations.
And this is like, somebody grew this in their basement probably.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah, I guess enjoy it while it lasts. I mean, who knows? But man, that's crazy.
What about you, Cap? What are you smoking on?
That is wild. I'm enjoying my skunk right now, guys. That local skunk from Duke Diamond. I
Nice.
can't. It's one of these, like, I can't stop smelling it. I can't like quite put my finger on why I like it so much, or what it is about it that I like. But yeah, like it reminds me, I mean, it has a skunky note to it for sure. It's gross, but it's like intriguing, and it's just makes you want to keep sniffing it.
Maybe you speak for yourself.
And it has like a yeah. Honestly, G3, I think you'd dig it. I think you might dig it. Maybe a cheesy, like I think the skunks were called like cheese over in the UK at one point. Like that's what became known over there as like the UK cheese. I can see why, I don't think they have skunks native to the UK. Is that why? It's not a smell they're familiar with.
No, I would assume skunks are over in the UK.
I don't know. But yeah, maybe it's just they have more rank cheeses over there. Like, I don't know. Pick your European cheese. Soft. Ugh. Like cave aged cheese. I'm not a fan of that stuff, by the way.
No.
I mean, just give me a Parmesan. Give me a smoked Gouda.
I heard you're a big fan of the Fremunda.
I thought you might go there. That's fun, man. That's good. That is good. It's one of those nasty Europeans. Those nasty European cheeses from under. Yeah, it reminds me of that, guys. And like, I was trying to explain it to my buddy Rare Orange, and I think I've heard a lot of like theories, let's say, from a bunch of different people. Some who are trying to sell seeds, to keep it real with you, that claim like the cookies variety of seeds have like an anti-medicinal property that like makes you, whether it's more depressed, more sedated, like more mind fog, that kind of like effect where you just feel like, I don't know, zonked out. Maybe it's just like a couch lock effect, much more of that. But I don't know.
I've definitely heard that cookies strains are more apt to depressive episodes. I've definitely heard that before, like from multiple people.
It's a thing going around, like, and I think that whether or not the people are selling seeds that are not cookies who claim these things, that doesn't necessarily make it not true, right? Like, you have to keep an open mind about all this stuff. And like, smoking on some of this weed now that like has no cookies in it. Okay. It's just like old school stuff. It's been around a long time. I can tell you it has some property to it where it's like, it makes me less, I think like inhibited is the word, right? Certain weed like makes me feel way more inhibited. Like in my own mind, I like second guess myself when I'm like out in public, like you have that voice in your head, like, oh, did I just say that? Was that a stupid thing to say? Like, are they looking at me weird? Do they know? Do they know where I put the bodies? that sort of thing. Like, you guys know what I mean? Like, you're always wondering, like, it's that voice inside your head wondering, like, questioning yourself. I don't get that with this weed at all. Like, I'm just like, I'm in the zone. I'm like I'm here. I'm present. I'm like, it's a weird thing, guys. I'm struggling to really explain it, but I'm trying. It's hard,
So
but,
you're not inhibited.
Yeah, I feel way less inhibited. Like, I can function better when I'm like just doing dumb shit, like going out to the store, like buying things, having those awkward little interactions with like shopkeepers and like people at the counter. Like, it's way more natural, way less just like, God damn, I'm high and they fucking know it. I'm just like, I couldn't care less if they know I'm high.
That's
I'm not
great.
Even thinking
That's
about
like a truly functional medicinal weed strain. Like, to be able to go and interact with people on that higher vibrational level. You're more interactive, you're more interested in what they're saying, it's easier, it comes more naturally. Like, you're functioning on a higher level. You're using that strain medicinally for those effects. So, like, knowing that it affects you that way, that's a brilliant part of being a conscious consumer. Knowing what affects you well and what affects you not so well. You know, if you become a paranoid mess, maybe stay away from the super high sativas.
Yeah,
Conscious consumerism.
I think that's a great way to put it. Conscious consumerism. And not that I was necessarily doing this. And I just, now that I'm experiencing the smoke itself, I can tell you that there's something possibly behind these claims. Just from my own personal experience. Like, I don't know, man. Cookies makes me in my own mind sometimes. And I don't want to go out in public. I just want to sit on the couch and fucking like disassociate from society.
Which is fine sometimes. That's
It
exactly what
is.
you need sometimes. It's good to rest. And maybe cookies is good for rest. Or meditation or contemplation. But not so much for going out into the world and adulting.
I still think it has its purpose, and it's not something that should be like abolished from the cannabis library.
Well,
You know,
no, I
like-
mean, people get
Well, I mean,
paranoid from sativas. Like I said, you're not going to abolish sativas. It's just
Yeah, but I
every
mean-
system is different.
There's breeders out there, in particular, one that comes to mind, Mass Medical, who is like dead set that like anything cookies is just terrible for you. It's harmful, and it's like that type of shit. I don't like. Like, you're just spreading false facts. Like, and the way he portrays things, he's like spitting it out like as knowledge, like this is a fact, you know. And I don't like that. Now, look, the reality of it is most cookie shit isn't for me anyway. But to say that it has like no value as a strain and you shouldn't smoke it is kind of fucking stupid to me. You know,
I think
it doesn't make any sense. You know,
there's like the conspiracy element with it, man. That always kind of is intertwined with like the why is the cookies not good for you? It's like, well, they're spreading it around, man. Like, don't you know that's why it's in every dispo and every grow operation? It's like, that's why all the rappers are promoting it. It's because it's like, it's bred to not be medicinal, man.
Yeah.
They breed out the cancer curing properties, man. And they breed in this like voice in your head questioning your own actions, man. Like, I don't fucking know. It sounds crazy.
No. There's some people that actually believe that. That's the thing.
Isn't it funny though how I've always noticed there's like a very strong overlap. Like, I'd love to see the Venn diagram of like conspiracy theorists and growers and smokers. Like we do intersect at like a lot of weird angles, you know?
Well, there's a whole lot of fuck you, I won't do what you tell me in the cannabis community. And same thing with conspiracy theorists. So we've got that rebellious think for ourselves type of mentality.
100%. That's exactly right. Like, it has to be the distrust of the government, the fact that they lied to us about like what this plant was and what it was and wasn't good for, you know?
Well, part of that all spins back to the fact that the plant enlightens people, and kind of the government doesn't like that, right? So, in a lot of ways,
except the cookies, that stuff doesn't. It keeps you on a lower wavelength.
Like,
that's why they're spreading it around, man.
Yeah, so that's how easily
weed.
A rumor or whatever like that can start, because there's, you know, I guess truth behind, you know, some of it. I don't know.
People love that type of shit in the community. That type of like scandalous tea. Oh my God, did you hear? Like, they love that. Spreads like wildfire.
Yeah, it does. People love it. But again, like, guys, I think it's humorous. I've noticed these things being said in the community, but having smoked this stuff, like I think there's a different high behind it. There is something like less, like I'm less inhibited in my day-to-day operations when I'm high on this stuff. For good, for bad, that's my experience. Deal with it.
Well, good. I'm happy for you that you found a strain like that. They make life so much easier.
No, it sounds delicious. I wish I was close. I'd fucking come by and smoke a joint.
Well, I'm definitely sending you some, Monster, and I'll bring you some, G3.
Thanks.
I haven't had like a good skunk.
But you don't sound like you're interested. She's just like, shit. You're
kidding me? You're like, this is the most brilliant weed I've ever smoked in my life. And you're like, I guess I'll bring you some too.
If it's not fruity, I don't want it. If it's skunky.
That's totally not true. I like gas too.
All right. As long as there's a chance you'll enjoy it, then I'll bring it to you gladly.
Of course. I enjoy just about everything. I just like, look, I'm choosing pure Michigan of my own free will.
True.
This is growth here, people.
Truth. Well,
what do you think of it, G3? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Would you get it again?
Yes, if it's like this, but this doesn't really represent the way you've described it before. So,
because I didn't grow it. You got some PA boof out there.
Right. So, like, I don't know. I was prepared to, like, taste this and feel like I got smacked in the face with a ribeye. Didn't happen.
Not so much.
I get, like, different vibes from it. Some people say, like, soap. I've gotten from people before. Yeah, I can kind of get, like, a note of that. Kind of like, I like the lemony. Kind of like...
yeah, I definitely pull out some lemon.
Just rotten, funky, nasty. I don't know. Almost BO.
Yeah, it's not quite so...
Like
it's not offensive. I wouldn't call it offensive.
No, you know what I liken it to, actually? Like, you ever just, like, get, like, a dish with, like, fried vegetables and, like, peppers and onions, and you could just open it up and you could just smell it, and it's just like, I don't think these vegetables were quite that fresh. That's like the vibe I get from it. Kind of like rotten food.
Smells like corner store Chinese food.
Basically, yeah.
Cooked rotten vegetables.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny, man. That is funny. I mean, honestly, it sounds delicious. I would smoke it. But yeah, let's do a hard pivot here, guys. We want to talk a little grow. What are you guys doing in the grow right now? What's going on in your worlds?
Go ahead, G3. People demand to know.
Let's see. We're gonna run through the list real quick. So we've got 2 mango smiles that are distinctly not boys, who are supposed to be boys, but they're not. I just didn't get around to flipping them, so we're just letting them grow.
They were just regs?
No, they were mango smiles, but I was going to turn them into boys to get pollen so that I could mess around with that, because I didn't think I had enough time before this night owl grow along started, and I really didn't, but I didn't get around to flipping them. So they're just going to grow, and we're going to run out of space, and that's going to be fine. And then I've got these 4 for the Yag night owl grow along. I've got 2 mango aisles and a Mandela effect and a mango myrrh, and they're going beautifully. Love it. Except for this fucking temperature. My God. Is anybody else struggling like hell to keep their tents warm? Because this is my nightmare. I have seedlings and it's like 67 degrees and lights out. It's not good. Yeah. So they're on day like 10-ish. Another week or so and we'll turn the auto pots on and then it gets real. It's going to be awesome.
Yep. 100%. That's the day we all look forward to as autopod growers.
Yeah.
Like, when can I turn on my system?
Open the floodgates.
You really don't want to do it too soon. I mean, it's like there's a strategy to it. Like, I start with the pots saturated, that's when we pop the seed, and then kind of figure by the time the seed sprouted and you got a little established seedling, it's a week later, right? So
Ish, yeah. I like to say
weekish.
between days 15 and 20 usually. I like the outermost seeds, their leaves, to be like relatively close-ish to the sides of the pot. That tells me they're established because as above, so below.
That's a very good way to look at it. So we're like, let's back that up, because I think we gotta, like, that is the key, right? I think that's how we gotta look at it. What do you mean by, as above, so below?
So, Mother Nature and all of her brilliance and balance in
Beside
all
that
things.
being like some kind of Wiccan spell
It's
that you
just
say
how
to,
things live, as above, so below. Whatever you see above the surface of the soil, plants generally mirror it below the soil. So, however big your seedling is, generally the root system underneath the soil is relatively the same size, because in nature, if a big old gust of wind comes sweeping down, something's got to be able to hold that mass of a plant in place. If it doesn't have the spread and the depth to match what's up top, the thing's going to go flying away. So, as above, so below. You can generalize how big your roots are based on the size of the plant itself.
That's a brilliant way to look at it, G3. And that's really what we're waiting for, I think, as, if we're doing the autopot thing, we're waiting for the roots to spread out to the sides of the pot at the top, as well as it's kind of down below. I mean, like, if it's as wide as the pot, typically it'll be like, I don't know, maybe 1.5 times as tall, which is exactly the dimensions of the pot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't know, once your plant's about the size of the pot, flip that system on.
Yep.
Maybe a little less than that, but you know what I mean. And I think there's a strategy too behind like letting the soil dry out pretty thoroughly right before you go ahead and make that flip. It'll force the roots to like spread out even more as they like search for that water that's even, in the middle and sides and edge of the pot. So let your roots dry out as much as you might, like maybe a little more than you think you should, right before you open those floodgates. That's what I always do.
Not too much. You don't want to end up with like dry pockets. But
no, when you go too
searching.
dry, the EC in the rhizosphere definitely grows a little too high. You can burn some shit that way.
Yeah, I mean, part of the game with the living soil thing is always making sure that like you're watering the soil, not the plant. You always have to keep the soil kind of alive and kind of moist. If it dries out like a bone, there ain't no life in there.
It's true.
That's why we love autopots.
Yeah.
Stay wet, little ladies.
Sure. For sure. So, yeah, I'm in the same. I'm in the baby phase. Mine just sprouted. It's an exciting time for us.
Yeah. What do you have growing?
Babies.
Yes, the babies. What are the babies?
Well, the strains. Let's see. I picked both the Night Owl Grow Along. So I'm doing the Blue Sprayed Shoes remix.
Ooh.
And that's from me. And my wife picked one. She wants to make edibles, salves, tinctures, that kind of stuff with our Levo machine and like her extract skills. And she chose Cosmic Revival, which is like a 1-to-1, I think, CBD.
What is that?
Cool. It's
Cosmic Queen and... Oh, God, I love Cosmic Queen so much.
I'm not even sure what the CBD one is on there. I think it said like CBD Giant. I'm not even sure like where he got it, but...
What is that? That's interesting.
CBD auto giant. Yeah, not sure, but something he liked and wanted to throw into the mix because
I
of
love
its medicinal
one-to-ones.
effects.
I am such a fan of the entourage effect. Really, like a
Yeah.
couple of recent ones have so won me over. They offer so much.
What do you think it does, like high wise or experience wise?
At least with like Aunt Jenny's elixir, and I think she wasn't even a one-to-one. If I remember correctly, she was a variable. I want to say 20-1. And man, she rocked my world. Like, wasn't supposed to, but not only did she super help with like back pain and so many other things pain wise, but she got me silly high, ridiculously high. I might be too high for this high. So if I wasn't a believer before her, I certainly was afterwards.
No, there's definitely something to it. The entourage effect. It's all the different cannabinoids, and uh, the CBD might help heighten other cannabinoids. That may not be as pronounced otherwise. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm. It's my first go with a 1-to-1 or a CBD strain of any
I'm
type.
excited
So
for you.
I'm looking forward to seeing kind of what they're all about, and shit, I'm looking forward to the gummies, a can of gummies when they're all done. But we have a good recipe and formula for them anyway. We just use our trim. I mean,
Why not?
You can use, like, if it's trim with trichome coverage, it's usable product. You know what I mean? Like, I don't throw that stuff away.
I use that shit. Why not?
Yeah,
I mean, what
put
the
it in a
fuck?
freezer.
You got trichomes. There's something there of value.
Absolutely, especially when you have like one of those oil machines, or just to know how to do like RSO or any kind of tincture. Man, waste not, want not.
Definitely.
Always one of my goals to like use as much as I can from each harvest and like recycle my soil and do that whole thing. So that was important to me.
Yeah. Use everything you can. Why? I mean, can you imagine you spent so much time? Why throw pieces of it away? You see how much trichomes are on those things? Like, unless you're gonna press it all through your trim bin, use it for something at least.
Yeah, we save it. I mean, the stuff I do throw away, just leaves, dead leaves that have no trichome coverage, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do we do with, we call them our skeletons?
Right, that's a great question.
Where do we put our skeletons?
In the closet, of course.
Yeah, kind of. It sounds crazy, but I do have a closet with about half a dozen plant skeletons in it right now. Like, that's not a lie.
Yeah, I mean, I would just try to chop them up and throw them into the soil bed outside with your veggies.
Oh, I mean, that's fine. Yeah, I burn mine.
Yeah, you can
burn really well once they dry.
Yeah, I've seen people make pipes out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Pipes, yeah.
There was a whole company that was doing those a while back. I haven't seen them around recently, though.
Oh, I heard if you put them in the bathtub and then just like use a real strong sulfuric acid, they'll dissolve and there won't be any trace of them.
Barrels and lye.
Some Breaking Bad shit.
Just don't let it collapse through your ceiling and all good.
Yeah,
all good. Just if there's any, I think Monsters probably had the best idea. Just compost them, throw them in like some of that used soil. I mean, one of the other kind of waste products is the you could call them like the brains, like the root ball after you
I've heard of people making teas of it.
Extract the soil from it all and like shake it out. Yeah, tea from a root ball.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you could look it up. It's pretty common. I have no idea. I've never done it. I imagine you just take the root balls and try to
Same
get
way
as
you
much
make
dirt
tea.
off as you can and boil it up and I can stir it.
Boil it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't fucking know.
Add some bacon, some
Yeah.
peas,
Yeah, there you go.
root
Now you're
ball
talking.
soup.
Stone soup.
Used to eat that back in the Depression.
I don't know. I've heard people grind it up and make flour out of it, like add it to
No
flour.
shit.
Yeah,
That's kind of a cool idea.
yeah.
Root ball
I like
flour.
that.
Dude, I bet you it's like really healthy.
I imagine. Look, I mean, there's got to be some medicinal benefits and
I bet
or
you it's
nutritional
real
benefits, I should say. But
There
I
has
don't
to
know.
be. Has to be. Interesting. Interesting. We got Charles out there. He says, Alabrije says, it's good medicine. Making root ball stew.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it. I mean, I'm not going to go through the trouble of doing that. I got enough shit going on, man. You know?
I hear you, dude. I hear you. Speaking of what you got going on, mofo? What you growing?
So I got a lemon cava harvest just about to come to fruition. I got a prayer glue harvest just about to come to fruition. And I got these Tino's Genetics Strawberry S1 just started. They're a little over a week old. And I recently also popped the Pure Michigan Lemon Carver Cross. I'm excited to see what comes of that. Two of my faves crossed together.
I know, it's like you in a strain.
I was telling him for
Can't wait.
for years he needs to do it, and I don't know. Within the last year or so, he did it. I know Early Bird grew it out. I'm sure there's others in the community too, and it looked ridiculous. So, from what I've seen, it's kind of more of a. Most of them seem to lean more towards Pure Michigan, but we'll see what we get. And then I got a couple of grow tents that I'm going to pick one of them. It's either a 2x3 or a 2x2. I think I'm going to go with the 2x3 and throw an auto in it just up here in the little studio. Yep, it's going to be basic bitch as can be. It's way too cold up here, so I'm not going to heat it. So it's just going to be a 24-hour grow, and that's it.
There you go.
Yep.
Dude, listen. First of all, I'll believe it when I see it. Second of all,
He's been threatening for years.
I recently just grew out some Sacred Watch. You can go back on my IG and look at it.
I know.
I did.
This is one of
I know the community wants me to grow more autos. The reality of it is, as much as this may hurt some people, they're just not my thing compared to photos. But I do like them, and I still think they have their place. So, look, we grow what we want to grow, right?
Amen. You do you, boo.
So
I feel you.
But recently, Alabrije sent me some holiday beans. I forget what he called them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they looks intriguing.
I forget exactly what strain that is too, but I got the pack somewhere too, and that'll be popped probably after this Night Owl stuff.
And out of all, I haven't popped an Aguni yet either, but of all the small time breeders that are friends of the show, Alabrije, I haven't popped any of his stuff. So,
I recommend you change that.
I've popped some Big Green Guy, got some Outcasts. Gonna get some Goonies knocked off the list and some Alabrije.
Yeah.
For our small time auto
on
breeders.
my bucket list. Shit, I just saw Big Green Guy. He's got something else coming out with a Z Express cross. What is it? Zameldica Express. Zamdelica Express crossed with
he's always working on something.
Yeah, man.
He stays busy in that garden.
He does, and it's funny. I go back and forth right between my Admiral Photo period and Captain Autoflower personas. But I find the pull back to the autoflowers, honestly, as much as I'm enjoying the fuck out of this recent photo period harvest, right? Guys, it took a full 11 weeks of flower to do these, right? It took, on top of that, way too long of veg, like 9 weeks of veg, maybe.
9 weeks.
By the time, maybe not that long,
Because
but
he
like,
was fucking around for
by
weeks.
the time I had sexed him, by the time I had transplanted, by the time I let him grow out for another few weeks, it was like, 7-8 weeks, man. So add that all together, and that equals way too fucking long. For
But if you just vegged them like 2 weeks like a normal person, it wouldn't have been that long.
Still fucking forever a flower, though, man.
You're right.
That's the thing I keep trying to tell people. Like, as far as the autos, photos, timeline goes, there ain't much difference. You can have a photo out the door in 90 days from seed to harvest.
Listen, you certainly can, especially if you have a mother plant or something like that you're cloning from, and you can just take a bunch of cuttings, let them veg for like a week, and then flip, right? Like do that kind of a process. It's tough when you're doing regs.
These seedlings I have, like the Tino's S1 strawberry, I'm gonna just flip these in like 3 weeks, and then I imagine like a 70-day veg time.
Are they fems? Are they regs?
Yeah, they're fems.
Yeah, they're fems. So like, that was half the thing. I think it's like they were regs. I didn't want to like send them away for sex testing because I'm a cheap bastard, right? So I purposely stress them and keep them in small pots and do this. It's like it took way too long, yeah. And then 11 full weeks of flower. They probably could have gone 12. I could grow a whole plant in 12 weeks. You know what I mean? Like autos is like 12 weeks and they're done. 84 and out the door. That's 12 weeks. I just, as much
to each their own, That's the fun thing about this. You have each one serves a purpose for different reasons.
I think all things considered, when you add the time invested, the effort put forth. To grow. It's half the reason I did it was like the challenge. It's like, can you grow reg seeds? Can you sex them all yourself? Can you do the whole thing and flip it? Can you do that? Right? Yeah, I can. That was fun. But now I just want the convenience, the ease, maybe I could shut down a whole fucking tent and just have a perpetual grow in one tent if I just grow autos.
Theoretically, of course you could.
Yeah. That's the whole, that right there is what makes, that's what made them appealing to me as a beginning home grower. You telling me I just need one tent and I could like have baby plants and elderly plants in the same space?
Ish.
It's that benefit. It's bringing me back.
Look, I've talked about it before. I had a 4 or 5 year hiatus from growing, and when I started growing again, that's what I picked up as autos. That's what inspired me to because I'm like, I can do it all in one space, right? And it was intriguing to me, So yeah, the fact that you can do it all in one space, pretty fucking cool.
For real, man. Like the fact that you can just have one tent and have seedlings, have vegging plants, flowering plants.
Yes, it takes a level of organization and commitment to pull that off. It is a higher level of chaos than a standard grow. For sure.
Sure.
But yes, it is absolutely doable, manageable, more effort.
To have a perpetual grow as a beginner is like, that's like goals. You know what I mean? A lot of people, that's kind of what they aspire to and achieve to do on their own. They see a lot of people doing it out there themselves. It's, I don't know. For me, that was one of the draws for real. I saw that benefit and immediately it was like, man, that makes it so accessible. Just one setup. All I need is this one little light. this one little corner of my, and then of course it balloons into fucking like 3 rooms.
Just like any other hobby. Once you get into it, you start going nuts.
Yeah, you do. But if you have self-control and maybe you really do want to just keep it like small scale and manageable, I don't know. Autos are the way to go. If you are just a hobbyist home grower, if you do just want to get some good medicine for your initial like startup cost investment, fucking autos, the way to go.
Yeah, just don't go with New Kid. Somebody asked me that earlier.
Go with reputable breeders.
Yeah, there's so many choices out there. I mean, you don't want to take it. I mean, look, reality of it is, right, Cap, I mean, you took a chance on some smaller breeders to give them a start, but you kind of, I mean, had an idea what was going on.
That was how we found Alabrije, or he found us. I forget how it even worked. Like, and Outcast, same thing. Like they were part of the like, who else was even in that challenge too, man? They were all great. That was the thing. But I had like vetted them beforehand, and I kind of like interviewed them and about their process and what their intentions were. And
what are your intentions with my tent?
What do you want with my grow tent?
Shotgun wedding.
Yeah. You have a good job.
Exactly.
Do you drive?
Exactly.
Do you have any venereal diseases?
It's funny shit, dude. Sir, what are your intentions with my grow tent?
Title for the show right there.
It could be. But no, so someone in the chat mentions it, listen, man, electricity bill. Ooh, right? Like, all right, we're keeping it 100, guys. I'll be as real with you as I can. My shit went up way more than I thought it would.
Mm-hmm.
Still manageable, okay? But like keeping a grow 2 tents, sometimes 3 tents operating to some capacity with air conditioning, with heating, with dehumidification, with 1,100 watts of grow lights, with all of the fucking bells and whistles and all of that stuff. Like, my God, man, it's I mean, a couple $100 a month. It can go up significantly. Okay. And I think we're even in like an area G3 where it's pretty low. The cost is not that high per kilowatt.
Grow weed, they said. It'll save you money, they said.
It's still cheaper than going to the dispo. Actually, probably not these days.
So, that is the thing, Monster. I was doing the calculations because I got into this hobby to save myself and my wife money. That was our initial, like, we want to do this because we're spending too much money at the dispo. As much as I love doing it, right? Don't get me wrong. Okay?
It is a purposeful hobby at the end of the day.
It keeps you occupied, right?
Yeah, we love it. It's wonderful. These plants
are
miracles, but it provides our medicine.
But yeah, like it's like at the end, I love tomato plants too. There's a reason like I don't grow those in my attic in the middle of the winter, and always have tomatoes at my disposal. Because I like smoking weed. Like it's my medicine, for real. If I didn't have it, I'd go to the dispo and get it. I was doing the calculations on like, what did I get? I haven't even calculated harvest wise and stuff. It's just like, it adds up to too much fucking money is what it adds up to. If you have like again, I'm growing it for me, for my wife. I do not sell. It's my hobby. It's my medicine. Okay. So that explains a lot there too, right? But I've wanted to keep it like that for, I don't know, it's just, I don't really have an interest in expanding it or making it like my business or anything like that. I'm looking to minimize, you guys. I want one tent. I want like multiple plants, one tent. I'm simplifying. I'm downsizing. You know, like selling the house and getting a fucking double wide. But one that's
How
pretty
long is that
nice.
going to last, really?
Pretty nice.
So,
I don't know.
Do you think it's more expensive for you to grow than
I
than it
think,
would be
well,
to just go to
listen,
Dispo?
for us, for right now, no. Because dispo prices are still so fucking high, okay? But in the world where like G3 found $80 ounces,
Oh my God, that was
right?
freaking ridiculous.
Which in a lot of the country, that's what it's like. Like in Oregon, how much do you think it costs to go buy an ounce of professionally grown cannabis? Organic, even.
$80 is still a mind-blowingly low amount.
It is. No, you're
but
right.
like the reality was that's not a sustainable business model. These people selling ounces for $80 don't last. There's a thing in this industry what people don't realize. Like when you're seeing like weed that cheaply, most of it is coming from like MSOs, right? That have X amount of canopy space and they have to produce X amount of flower in order to keep their square footage of canopy space. So what a lot of them will do is sell flower at literally at a loss so that they can keep their canopy space. But the thing is, eventually the jig is up. There's only so long that they can do that. And we've already started to see, there was a story in the Boston Herald the other day. Cannabis companies are dropping like flies because the market's oversaturated and they can't produce enough flower to turn a profit. So
That's
eventually,
crazy. I was just gasping because Mama Q is saying here $25 a pound for last year's.
What?
$25 a pound.
yeah, weed
She's
is
out in
worthless
Oregon. That's whoa.
Oregon, yeah, it's worthless out
That's
there.
wild. I mean,
That's wild.
we don't live in that world yet. It's still, it makes it
Where
worth
I'm
it.
going is, I think, in the end, craft cannabis will survive. The people producing the fire, those are the ones that will thrive in this market. And all these MSOs eventually are going to be whittled down to nothing. Just in time for federal legalization to pick them back up and fuck you all in the ass. You all want federal legalization. I promise you don't want federal legalization. But that's a whole other
hear
show.
that, man. Yeah, well, we'll get into it next time. But I think, someone else says, like, keeping it 100% hobby level money is necessary. He says, easy breeze, bud beer.
Yeah, that's the thing to consider is, yeah, you're producing medicine, your own medicine, right? But it's also a hobby, and hobbies cost money.
They also can't, there's a line I think you can cross as just a home grower and someone who's just doing it for personal use and consumption. And I think I kind of crossed that line recently with kind of how expansive my operation got and just how complicated it made. Even with automating parts of it, it was complicating, So again, I'm moving out, downsizing, getting a tiny home. I'm still going to have a good life, though, I promise.
Are you really going to moving up, getting a small house?
No.
Oh.
I mean, like, theoretically,
Oh.
this is my, that's my analogy.
Yeah. I was gonna say I don't think the wife would fly with that.
No. I mean, like, my tent wise, I'm downsizing. Getting a
Yeah,
small
just
tent.
grow what you need.
I feel like a lot of factors went into this too. Just like how ridiculous and overgrown the plants were in the 5x5 and stuff. I'm just like, do I even need
What am
the
I
five
doing
by
here?
five? I'll just grow a couple autos. Like, come on. Just keep on harvesting them and keep on popping new beans as soon, like right before they're ready to be harvested. It's like a really, really golden, beautiful system that all works together. As someone who's just trying to do it for simple medicine, like avoiding the dispo.
Yeah, you just obviously want to take advantage of your space. You're not wasting money, but just grow what you need. Maybe instead of 3 tenths, maybe scale it down to 2. One for babies, and the other one for the big gals, the big fat bottom bitches.
Those big ladies.
Right. At the end of the day, your grow should fit your life, not the other way around. That's why we recommend automating. That's why we recommend, organics with stuff built into the soil or salts that are really easy to follow. Whatever it is that makes it easy to fit your grow into your life, that's what you should do. Don't
you
make
should
your
never be
life
a
fit your
slave to
grow,
it.
because you'll
Amen
burn
to
out.
that. Here's a great comment from, I always love to see Norma. What's up? What's up, Norma? He says, I'm shutting down for 6 months. I'm weed rich. Them auto pots worked too well.
Glad to hear it.
Yep.
Man,
It's a good
love
problem
that
to have.
feeling. Love
Generally,
that
that's the
feeling.
response I get from everybody that tries autopods. Like, holy shit! Like, I got so much weed. Like, even Joint was like, dude, these fucking plants are huge. Like, I can't believe it. He's in love with it. Like, he
Yeah.
loves autopods.
Oh, dude, for a breeder too. Like, I mean, Daz uses them. Like, it's just it takes your mind off of. You can focus on like observing the plants and how they grow and all the morphology and shit that you want to be involved with as a breeder. You can be focused in on that.
Not only that,
watering
but all the
plants.
water, the water going down so quickly, watching how much they drink, makes you realize that we're really incapable of providing what they truly want and need at the end of the day. It just,
Right on.
we'd be doing like all day long. We would just be watering them, small
How
amounts
much
all day long.
They do and can drink if you give them the chance.
Mm-hmm.
Thirsty bitches.
Well, what a great feeling, Norma. I mean, congrats, first of all. My second comment would be invest in some long-term storage options. Maybe grab what are those bags everyone
Grove
loves?
bags.
The Grove bags.
bags.
Monster
Got 'em right
threw
here.
them up last time. Maybe grab some of those. All I hear is great comments about them from
Look,
people
I was the
I
fucking
trust.
biggest skeptic on the planet. Thought they were bullshit. Okay? And I was
Cool.
wrong.
He's using them. He's already on top of it. But good. We're talking to, the theoretical listener out there who just harvested their own plants too and is wondering how the fuck do I keep these things fresh?
You know what I like about the grow bags? There's no burping. I just throw them in the bags. No fucking humidity packs. Those are stupid. They just work, man. It's like voodoo. I don't even know how the fuck they do it, but when I crack open that bag and you get that smell, they just
baby.
yeah, no, it's consistent every time, and eventually they wear out and you have to get new ones, but I don't know. I like
Cool.
them.
Well,
I still like the jar for the daily use stuff.
Oh, yeah,
Like
100%.
store
I've
in your
always said
grove
that.
bags and then move into a jar for.
Yeah, you
Man,
don't
there's
want to
something
good
super
system.
special about like whizzing open a jar. That
the
feeling.
grow bags are useless if you're going to open them up every day.
Yeah.
I think jars do a better job of like curing more harder. You know what I mean? Like if you just keep it in jars, eventually it does kind of dry out. It gets like a little crumbly, perhaps, But that's just less moisture. More of the product is actual bud that you're smoking. Like it can be a better, different experience as long as you don't let it like sit there for too long and get degraded and stuff.
No, I mean I keep my bag with it. My bag has a jar in it, not a grow bag. Like I keep a jar full of weed with me. But like for storage, can't beat the grow bags.
Word. Well, cool, man. Cool. Look at the time. Do you guys even believe we've been doing this over an hour?
No.
Time just flies by.
Yeah, speechless. Utterly speechless. But yeah, why don't we wrap her up for tonight, guys? And we'll join you all again in a week and have more fun.
Sounds good to me. Zelda's over here pacing. She's in the room with me tonight, so she's dying to get up.
She
Hi,
knows
Zelda.
it's been an hour. It's time for the walk.
Real quick, I want to shout out a couple of new Patreons. FP Hive THC. Appreciate your support, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Let's see here. Sir Vix Masher.
I get it. He's a knight. I get it.
Yeah, and I thought that might have been another one. I think that's it.
Well, thank you,
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
We love you, and we love the whole community.
Shout out to Mike S. If we didn't give you a shout out last week.
Well, thank you, guys. Thank you, Mike. And thank you, everyone who joined us live, everyone who participates weekly. Like, we love all you guys. Everyone in the Discord. If you don't know, we do have a Discord. Join us over there. That's free. Great community. Like-minded people. Always active. Not too active, though.
If you want a link, just hit us up, DM, or go to the website. It's available right there.
For sure. And yeah, until next time, guys. Guys stay de-influenced. Think for yourselves and don't get caught.